Are you worried about gaining a bunch of weight when you travel? I did too. Here's what I'm doing to stay in shape while I'm on the road. Hi, this is Angelina Allsop of thetravelingauthor.com, where books plus travel equals happiness. For the best book recommendations, travel, and writing tips, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I post a new video every Wednesday. I'm not sure if many of you know, but I have lost quite a bit of weight. I'll post the picture up here somewhere. And I travel a lot, so it's kind of tricky. And before, in the past, it used to be I go on a trip and my whole world is rocked and all these good habits that I had are thrown out the window and I gain the weight back and it's a whole thing. So how did I figure out how to travel and still stay in shape? Stay to the end and I'll give you all of my tips of how I lose weight and continue to lose weight while I'm traveling. Tip number 1, move it to lose it. All right, so opt in to walk where you can. This is really nice and easy usually when you're traveling somewhere. That's kind of usually the best way to travel a city in my personal opinion. It's not always practical, of course, but when you can, walk around, walk to see places. Like if it's a mile away, walk to it, a few blocks, whatever, walk. It's usually faster. If you're in a big city like New York, it's usually faster to walk and take a combination of transportation, public transportation, and walking in order to get to a place. A lot of times the traffic is so bad that just walking or riding your bike or something like that is a faster way of traveling. Tip number 2, use public transportation as opposed to bringing your car or like renting a car. This sounds a little weird in that like they're both like vehicles, both modes of transportation. But when you opt for a public transportation, you typically have to walk to and from there further. So you have to walk to a train station, jump on, go somewhere else, and then walk several blocks to your actual destination, as opposed to if you're driving, you can just drive and park right in the parking lot. So a little, I don't know, something you wouldn't really think of, but opting for that public transportation really can help that booty. Tip number 3, carbs mostly in the morning. I know this isn't as much fun to talk about like carbs and counting your calories or all of that stuff, but if you're gonna cheat, do it early in the morning. Do those heavy carb, like a lot of bread, a lot of heavy things in that morning. Typically you'll be walking all day, and a lot of times but there's something about taking the carbs in the morning that processes it a little better. You use that energy, you use those sugars, the carbs convert into sugars, and it's used as energy, and it fuels you for the rest of the day. So if you are going to have the heavy, like bad carbs, do it in the morning, and that'll give you time to walk it off. Tip number 4, bring healthy snacks. So this is something that I didn't think of, and I'm really excited. I just brought it with my newest house sitting adventure. So for those of you who don't know, my husband and I are mostly nomadic, or actually entirely nomadic. So it's like every week, every other week, we're in a new place. We do house sitting. So we travel from home to home, watching people's pets and gardens and homes in exchange for a free place to stay. So we don't charge for this service. We do it through trustedhousesitters.com. As a result, I'm always on the move. We're living out of backpacks all the time. So the whole goals of eating healthy and working out can be a little challenging. So one thing I do is I plan for the snacks, and I plan healthy snacks. So popcorn is actually surprisingly really good snack, really healthy, and it's heavy carbs, so you don't want to have it like right before bed. But yeah, plan for those healthy snacks. You'd be surprised. you have plans to make dinner and then it just takes forever, or you're like in traffic or something happens to where like you're just all of a sudden starving. So if you don't have those healthy snacks kind of prepped and ready, sometimes you'd be tempted to just get the fast food. Tip number 5, up the H2O. So this is actually really, really important. While I'm traveling, I tend to not be as good at this, but it's super important to up that H2O. So I usually will bring like a water bottle or some sort. Typically I'll go to a place, buy like kind of a bigger size water bottle, just from like, it's a little bit more expensive out of the fridge or whatever, and then I'll just save that water bottle and refill it wherever I can. So public water fountains, whatever, just constantly drink that water. It helps with your body in pretty incredible ways. I don't have to go into the detail. A lot of you guys already know that. But it does help you keep a little full too. So you don't get as snacky, you don't like drink the sodas and the too much coffee. It weirdly gives you some energy. It's not like drinking like a thing of caffeine, but that water does help give you energy to do all the things you want to do, especially while traveling. So be sure to not neglect that. Actually make a conscious effort. If you have to set a reminder on your phone, whatever, it makes a big difference. Tip number 6, do a short workout before you leave. I am in love with these short 10 to 15 minute workouts. Sometimes they last 20 minutes, but they're just body weight workouts, and they're incredible. They're actually really hard if you do them slow, if you do the moves slowly. So let's say you have to do 10 squats or whatever. If you slow it down to half speed, it's 200% more effective. But still, even if it only lasts 10 minutes, you can actually get a really awesome workout that makes a really big difference. So that's actually what I do all the time. It's kind of my standard, and occasionally I'll do a longer workout. But just watching what I eat and then doing those quick workouts has actually transformed my body. All right, now you guys know my tips for staying and getting in good shape while traveling. Again, we're nomadic, so this is stuff that I use all the time. Really helpful, useful tips. Thank you for staying to the end. This whole series is on becoming a savvy traveler, so be sure to check out the rest of the series. I have some amazing content, how to find really cheap flights, how I find cheap hotels. We travel a lot, so we do this whole house sitting thing, which is amazing, but we also go on these great trips all over the world. So these are all my tips on how to plan the travel, how I pack my bags, everything. So be sure to go back and watch all those videos. The links in the description. Also, the link to this blog is going to be in the description. If you haven't already, check out my free forecast tool. So I designed it to the way that I like as a traveler, things that I need to know when I'm going to a new place. So if you go to thetravelingauthor.com, click on free stuff, go to the free weather forecast tool, and then put in your destination and the time. It brings up the forecast, and then it also brings up the historical weather. So even if it says it might be sunny, historically it's always been rainy. You might just want to plan for rain, plan to buy an umbrella while you get there or whatever. So anyways, I designed that for you guys. I hope that you enjoy it. The link is also in the description. And as always, I'm so appreciative that you guys hung out with me today and talked about travel. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. Of course, books and travel is amazing for me. I thank you guys. I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.